The Stoke-on-Trent Steamers, arguably the most impressive Wii Sports baseball team of the modern era. Quite the accolade, but one which may not last much longer, as they found themselves on the brink of being eliminated from the Wii Baseball World Cup. Having lost 2 of their opening 3 games, the Steamers' 4th against the Institute of Throwing and Catching was currently in jeopardy, as the opposition pitcher Theo, who was revealed to be an AI ball machine, received a misinput that prompted him to start a magnitude 6 earthquake. With the Steamers struggling to play in such extreme conditions, they now found themselves 4-1 behind. All hope had been abandoned until... Wait, Beanus? Why are you glowing?
Wow, Beanus, nice idea,
said team substitute Ozymandias.
A good old-fashioned rave ought to cheer us up.
Yeah, wub wub wub, you're like a human disco ball. No, guys, I'm not sure he's doing it on purpose. Are you alright, Beanus? Is it indigestion? Whatever's going on in your large intestine, it's working. Look. No, don't stop now, Theo. Do an earthquake again. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. Stupid piece of junk. I didn't quite catch that. Do you want me to search the web for stupid Buddhist monk? No, oh, forget it. Playing Forget You by CeeLo Green. It seems to be messing with their machine, so this is our chance, Beanus. If anyone can work miracles, you can. Beanus stepped up to the batting area. He didn't know why he'd turned into a glow stick all of a sudden, but he felt stronger. In fact, there was so much power coursing through him it was almost concerning. Theo pitched an easy ball, and as Beanus swung, a great surge of energy shot into his arms, so much so that his bat nearly flung out of his hands. The ball was sent spiraling into the air without any control, and although it had plenty of oomph behind it, it came straight back down exactly where it went up, and Beanus was caught out. Feeling he had let the team down, the glow in his stomach dimmed a little, allowing Theo to rewire himself. On Barnow's turn, okay Theo, play booing sounds. A chorus of jeers began to play from a small speaker in Theo's nostrils, riling up the already disenfranchised Steamers crowd. A storm of abuse began to ring around the stadium. We've been playing rubbish since you came back into the team. Barnowl, this guy isn't any better than a common sparrow or a long-tailed tit. Demoralised and disorientated, Barnowl was struck out, and so the Steamers' poor form returned. Pipe failed to adjust himself for an extra wibbly curveball, and the teams changed sides again. Like his favourite baked dessert, Pipe was beginning to crumble, for although he put on a tough outer crust, inside his emotional state was no more than a goopy mess. Denial, disbelief, betrayal, encompassed by an overriding sense that everything and everyone good in his life was slowly drifting away. And amongst all of this, somehow he had to come to terms with the very real possibility that any minute now, the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers might be out of the Wii Baseball World Cup. From absolute victory 2 years ago to miserable failure. How could anyone rationalise that? The only thing Pipe could find to cling to was that even if they did go out, this team stuck together through thick and thin. He knew Xavier was gone for good, wrinkles, smaug and cardboard missing. Perhaps he was fueled by pure delusion. But for his own sanity, Pipe outright refused to lose faith in them, for in the past, his friends had always stuck by him. Reigniting his sense of camaraderie, Pipe grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck. So followed an onslaught of incredible pitches, without shedding even one bead of sweat from under his yellow beanie. 3 top-quality strikeouts in a row. Pipe had done his part, and was more than happy to hand over to the team he had such undying belief in. The Steamers needed a minimum of 4 runs from their final innings, and it was up to Spindle to set that comeback in motion. This being her first match back, the pressure she felt was immense. Not that you'd be able to tell because her mouth was always wide open. However, finally being able to breathe again without the taste of salt water, she took one huge huff of air through her gaping jaws and cannoned her shot far into the distance. It was going all the way, a surefire home run, but no. It wasn't. The ball fell just shy, into the hands of a smug purple fielder. So-called fans once again erupted into a chorus of boos. Why not try hitting the ball instead of trying to eat it? Oi, close your mouth! Gaper! Gaper! Oh dear, the Steamers returning players not faring too well, Ron. Both Spindle and Barnal struggling to make the difference. Yes, very disappointing. I was hoping Barnal would at least be able to turn his head 360 degrees. At this rate, the two of them were in danger of becoming scapegoats, and Pipe wasn't sure the crowd would take too kindly to Mindbrain either. Engine room, I don't know what's happening to me, Mindbrain shouted towards the bench. There's something I really need to tell you, but every time I try, I get brain fog. What if I'm sick? What if it's a tumor, or some sort of brain expansion, or goofy head disease, or pickled hypothalamus, or worst of all, fermented frontal cortex? Yes, I'm showing all the symptoms of fermented frontal cortex. Brain fog. Mindbrain spaced out for the umpteenth time, and he too was caught out. You're out. This really was it then. One more mistake, and the Steamers tournament was done and dusted. You could cut the tension with a bread knife as Scalene drilled the ball into the floor, only just avoiding the catch to scrape a single. Even Pipe, despite his denial, was pretty much resigned to defeat. Qualification was now a fantasy, but for the divine intervention of some god, they were finished. Only everyone seemed to have forgotten they did have a god.
Goo, what an unspeakably hideous day. Oh, Beanus, what a cool glowing power you have. Blasphemous, a lot of them. They're all forgetting who the real god is around here.
In a fit of what appeared to be jealousy, a great aura began to build around Mr. Picnic.
I call upon the powers of Yggdrasil,
he bellowed in a low booming voice, and then it was a hit no mere mortal could have mustered. Rumour had it that ball travelled through all of the 9 realms. Asgard, Helheim, Midgard, Weegard, Miflheim. The only thing for sure, it had ended up nestled firmly in the stands, and the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers were now just 1 run behind. Captain Engine Room, despite being preoccupied worrying about Mindbrain's breakdown, was just about able to loop the ball over the infield to keep the resurgence going.
You've got this, Winnie. Go give 'em a right walloping,
cheered Ozymandias as Spinny Winnie stepped up to the plate. All she had to do was not get caught out, plain and simple. But little did anyone expect, Spinny was cooking up something much more spectacular. Pushing up her spectacles, she smashed the ball straight as an arrow. A perfect arc that landed just below the scoreboard, which was soon to change in a way that just moments ago nobody would have thought possible. She and Engine Room arrived back at home base, and the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers were ahead.
Wowee, Winnie. See? Look what you can do. You don't need no silly energy drinks.
Oh, yeah, so true, bestie. Thanks, Ozymandias. What a rush! But this was no time to celebrate too hard. They had to capitalise, and, filled with optimism, Beanus entered the batting zone, glowing from his general spleen area, brighter than he ever had before. Theo was once again malfunctioning. Bluetooth mode deactivated. Oh, no. Bluetooth mode activated. Oh, okay. Phew. Bluetooth mode deactivated. Oh, for God's sake. His pitch was sloppy. Beanus once again felt a great surge of power ripple into his arms. He tensed with all of his might, trying to control it, and sent another huge shot directly upwards into the sky. He couldn't get the hang of this newfound strength. And, inevitably, the ball came straight back down, directly into a purple fielder's hands. The Steamers' third innings was over. They were going to have to hold on to a 1-point advantage. Thankfully, holding on to unpromising situations had become one of Pipe's specialities. The Institute of Throwing and Catching may have been good at both of those things, but he knew batting was their weak spot. Ava, followed by Jackie, were both bested by Pipe's raw speed. His fastballs were so red hot, they left a trail of grass below them that looked all nasty and yellow. This match would go down as yet another shining example of the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. A 5-4 thriller. As usual, they had played their way back into form, and this victory had come not a moment too soon, as this afternoon would mark their all-important final group stage game. A must-win against the infamous Gary Barlow and Xavier Fan Club Baseball Society. Having played each other on the Steamers' previous Road to Glory 2 years ago, they knew all too well the Gary Barlow fan club would be a tough assignment. Having initially been dedicated to singer-songwriter Gary Barlow from 90s UK boy band Take That, the fan club had since had a rebrand, now sharing 50% of their devotion to ex-Stoke-on-Trent Steamers player Xavier. Their dedication was so intense that each fan club member went through a strict training regime under the watchful eye of their leader, Hayley, also known as Big H. Washing their hair with big conditioner 3 times a day, singing the Xavier theme song before breakfast, lunch and dinner. All this to form one of the tightest bonds in the whole of Wii Sports. Their signature tactic, the wall of hands, was a perfect example of this synchronization. Some said that no matter where you hit the ball, a hand would appear. A mass of arms all connected to the same hive mind. Despite this, Engine Room was feeling positive about their prospects. Okay team, the points table is still looking ropey. We always knew we'd need to win both of our last 2 games. Thankfully, it seems we really do have a literal Norse god on our side. But having hyped himself up a bit too much, Mr. Picnic was currently on a rampage and had teleported himself to the ice realm of Niflheim to cool off. Oh, right. Well, that's a bit of a blow, but I still believe in us. We've got Ozymandias who can come in, and we'll show those raving fanboys what we're all about.
You want me to play?
No, I want you to file my tax return. Yes, of course I want you to play.
Aye, boss man.
But at the very same moment, it appears the Steamers will be missing Mr. Picnic for this game due to unforeseen circumstances. Ho ho! They're having a completely normal and unsuspicious bad string of luck this year. So our board of directors have very kindly decided to enact a new rule. Clubs with extenuating circumstances will be given a free substitute player. And it gets better, folks, because this year, that substitute is our very own Ron Johnson. Oh, wait, what? Hi, I'm Ron Johnson. Right. Hi, Ron. Well, I suppose it can't hurt to have any extra players. This is all very short notice though, so I'm going to ask you to take the subs bench for this game. Okay, I will sit on the subs bench and twiddle my thumbs. Ho ho, that's our Ron Johnson. The crowd burst into applause, and with that, the teams lined up and the final group stage game began. The wall of hands set themselves up in their usual menacing lime green blockade. But harking back to their previous encounter, Pipe remembered that all he had to do was hit the ball over them. So, bending his shot above the pitch towards the back boundary, he picked up a nice double. It was a great setup for whoever was next. But then, there was Beanus. He entered the batting zone still shimmering from his bowels, expecting very much once again to lose control. That's when Scalene stepped in with some advice. Listen, Beanus, when I first got my massive biceps, I didn't know my own strength either. Every time I went to drink my daily protein powder, the glass would smash in my hand. I want you to imagine all the power inside you is wound up like a ball of elastic bands, or gastric bands in your case. Now, try to envision it slowly unraveling. Channel the flow of power through your body in one continuous stream. Beanus closed his eyes. He felt a warm sensation emanating from his belly. At first he thought he had pissed himself, but then he felt it moving upwards, through his chest and arms, all the way to his fingertips until, crack! At the very last moment, all of the power released in one refined dose. The ball split the sky like a rocket, jet propelling the Steamers into a superb 2-0 lead. They couldn't have asked for a better start to the game, but with Barnowl still being booed by the crowd, bloody useless pigeon, and Engine Room falling prey to the wall of hands, that good start was pretty much immediately stopped. Worse still, Mindbrain was up next. Referee, time out, shouted Engine Room. Wait, what? No, Engine Room, I'm good. I'm just spacing out a bit. Bleh. Oh god, here we go again. Bleh. Say, Mindbrain. Yes, Engine Room. Bleh. Remember back in the day when this whole baseball thing started and you missed the ball and threw your bat so far it knocked out the village postwoman? Oh, and she dropped all of the posts down the well? Oh yeah. And then we both had to go down and retrieve it, but you broke the bucket halfway down, and we had to survive off nothing but moss for a whole week. Good times. Hang on, my headache is gone, and I don't feel dizzy anymore. Don't even think about it. Just accept it and ignore it. Right, okay. And mind brain. Yes, Cap? Do me a favor and give me the rundown. Okay, let's give this a try. Here's the situation. Someone, or something, is watching our every move. I found a room, monitors all over the walls with our stats and GPS location. A few things stood out. Barnow's medical records. He never had bird flu. He was poisoned on the boat over here. Hoot hoot! What about Spindle? Oh, she just swallowed a load of seawater.
There, Spindle, it's okay.
What's more intriguing is Smaug, Wrinkles and Cardboard were labelled as location unknown. Engine room, if your granddad was on a retirement holiday as you said, they'd have tracked his plane tickets. I think he must be on the run. Or hobble considering his age. Anyway, all this goes to suggest someone wants us out of the competition. After we played Martin's Magical Baseball Emporium, I found magnets inside the ball. I mean, that's clearly fishy. And Lucia's baseball team, well, that's the one thing that doesn't quite add up. She was obviously trying to send us a Morse code, but it didn't make any sense. Then it all adds up. Whoever they are know we're the best around, and they can't have us winning whatever they're searching for. Forfeit? But blimey, that would mean... Yes, I know what that would mean. But Lucia wouldn't want a historic rival like us gone unless she was really serious. Sorry, I'm not quite following. If things have gotten this bad, we can always leave and then come back in 2 years. Yeah, what do you mean, gone? Dearie me. The Wii Baseball World Cup works on a loyalty system. You don't have enough players to compete, you can never re-enter again. You get beaten by a score of more than 20 runs, you can never re-enter again. And if you forfeit, you can never... But that would mean... It's true. The club would have to disband. I am the rock salesman. Oh, for heaven's sake, now really is not the time. I am the rock salesman. Would you like to buy a rock? No, and 1,000 times no. When will you get the message? Please, sir, buy a rock. Okay, fine. I'll have a... I know your grandfather, and I know what he is searching for. He is looking in the wrong place. Tell him to come home. What? How do I know I can trust you? You must win this competition. Please, it is the only way. How do I know I can trust you? Would an untrustworthy man really offer you such a splendid deal on Basalt? 90% off for my favorite customer. And here, take some free samples. For you, and for you, and for you. Okay, bye. Rock salesman, away! The whistle blew. So, what do we do, engine room? If this really is the end, let me just say it's been an honor playing with you. What? No, hey, come on guys. I wasn't seriously suggesting we quit now. Just a little funny joke from me to you. We've still got this, we just have to stick together. At all costs. Come to think of it, I really must call my granddad pretty urgently. It's his favourite day of the week, and he'll be pretty upset if he doesn't get his Fun Time Thursday phone call. I'll be back in a second, you guys take the reins. Let's play some baseball! God damn it. Hold on, it isn't even Thursday. But before they could begin to question him, the game had restarted. And, with Mindbrain's head much clearer now, he was able to put himself on the score sheet for the first time in a hot minute, skimming the ball off the back rail for a nice double. It didn't matter though, as Spinny Winnie, who had never faced the Gary Barlow fan club before, failed to breach its infamous wall. With their first batting stint over, Pipe was up to pitch. He hit Big H with one of his classic overhand fastballs, but as he picked up the pieces to run her out, the conversation that just transpired began to sink in. The Stoke-on-Trent Steamers disbanded. This team staying together win or lose was the one thing that Pipe had been hanging on to. Suddenly, it felt like the rug had been pulled from beneath his feet. Unable to concentrate, his next pitch was poor, allowing Ryan to smack the ball long for a home run. No, that was the opposite of what Pipe should be doing. If losing now really could mean the end, he had to make them win at all costs. But the Gary Barlow and Xavier fan club weren't going to make things easy. This was the moment they'd been waiting for. The crowd burst into song. A great chorus of Take That's most famous tune, Back for Good. As if rallied to a battle cry, the opposition unexpectedly stood up from their dugout and walked onto the field. Hold on, wasn't that against the rules? The referee was all too conveniently looking the other way. One by one, Big H ordered them to form ranks. And then, in a move nobody expected, they began to swing their baseball bats back and forth, as if hitting imaginary pitchers. Combined with the singing, the swishing and swooshing sounds were so loud that, as pipe pitched, those in the outfield couldn't hear when the ball was hit. Caught by surprise, Spindle fumbled her catch. The wall of hands had become the wall of bats. It was a clever, if not completely illegal tactic that ensured the opposition was as dangerous offensively as they were at defense. Spindle mishandled the ball yet again. A drone of boos and hisses added to the noise. The Steamers tried their best, Spinny Winnie making a smart dive, Barnowl scooping up a grass cutter, but by the end of the first innings, they were 3-2 down. Ozymandias couldn't imagine a more intimidating scenario to come back into, but as if to rub salt into the wounds, as he arrived at the batting area, the fans burst into a rendition of Xavier's theme song. "Oh, Xavier, finally, it's such a privilege to see you again." "Hold on," said Big H. "Who is this pretender? Where is Xavier?"
He left the team, sold out.
"Sold out? How dare you? That's the man we devoted our club towards." Big H was so angry, she gave poor Ozymandias an extra difficult pitch, and just as Engine Room returned, he was struck out.
Oh, bumfluff.
"Engine Room, where is he? You better not have replaced the big man himself with this coward." But the reality was, Xavier was now a long, long way away. So, Mr. Xavier, make yourself at home. We've just finished the prototypes for your new Xavier-themed bath bombs. Yes, minestrone flavour. One of my better ideas, not to toot my own horn. And we're thinking for the next big conditioner advert, how about the slogan, War, Starvation, Famine, Dandruff. Big conditioner, making the world's biggest problems that little bit smaller. I like it. Very poignant, very thoughtful. And we've also made you a new theme tune. Oh, well, I don't know if we need to do that necessarily. No, you'll love it. Let me play it for you.
Oh, Xavier, Xavier, oh, Xavier, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, Xavier.
But I really like my old theme tune. It's kind of a part of who I am. It's my thing. No, Mr. Xavier. Big Conditioner is your thing. And the people love it. You say, buy Big Conditioner, and the public, they buy Big Conditioner because they love you. Oh, well, thanks. And so that's the other thing, Mr. Xavier. We've been thinking, and we'd like you to do a public press conference. Oh, okay, sure. Denouncing your ties to the Stoke-on-Trent Steamers. Whoa, wait, slow down. Yes, it's a shame, but it's for the best. They're hurting your brand. But I really don't think I need to go that far. Mr. Xavier, you do want to keep this sponsorship, don't you? Well, yes, but good. Then it's decided. But
Xavier, oh, Xavier, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, oh, Xavier, Xavier.
back at the game, with Engine Room making the score 3-all. In order to protect Ozymandias from any more scrutiny, he decided to make a change. Okay folks, let's get that positive feeling back. Ozzy, take a quick break, and Ron Johnson. I'm Ron Johnson. We'll give you a whirl. Before then, however, it was Spindle's turn, and all too predictably, the jeers and whistles started again. It was so unfair. She hadn't even been allowed to get back up to speed before all this blame was pinned on her. In their rapid rise to fame, the Steamers had picked up some fair weather fans. It was stifling. She felt as though the whole world was against her.
I blame you, Spindle,
called Spinny Winnie from the bench. Oh no, it was only a matter of time, but now the team were turning on her too.
I blame you for being so kind and welcoming and helping me settle in.
I blame you, Spindle, said Pipe.
I blame you for teaching me that cool breathing technique you do.
I blame you for attending all of my World's Strongest Woman events, said Scalene. Whistled Beanus. Oh goodness, who was she trying to please? The penny had dropped. Spindle didn't need the adoration of a small minority of fickle glory supporters. She already had the backing of those few who were most important to her, and she'd be damned if she was gonna let them down. As her bat wrapped around the ball, the whole stadium fell into a stunned silence. For the very first time, Spindle did not feel out of place, as every single person's jaw dropped gaping open. The Steamers were back ahead, although for how long remained to be seen, as it was now Ron Johnson's turn, and it soon became abundantly clear just how much of an asset he was going to be. Okay, I'm ready to bat, here I go. Oh no, it seems I have missed the ball. How could this possibly happen? And oh yes, I have missed it again. What a travesty. I am so clumsy. Not good news for the reigning champs, as I have just been struck out. Right, great substitution engine room, he's obviously throwing. Ozymandias, I'm going to be putting you back in if that's okay.
Ozzy, wait, come back. Oh, you'll do better without me. I'll just let you all down again. Ozzy, please don't go. We've already lost enough players and I don't think I can do this without you.